right, so today we're going to be talking about strategies for, basically powering your camper van, keeping everything charged, and especially like when you're going through, like for example, if you're snowboarding down south and you're going through like a cold section, like for example, if you're coming down from Canada or from Pennsylvania, New York, whatever, and you're going to be using your heater a lot, this is the way to do it. So I'm going to bring you guys inside over here, and I'll just give you a little rundown of what I got going on in here. So I got a dual battery setup going on. So the first one I have, I don't know if you can see it, it's a Blue Eddy AC180. So this one is, I'd only use it for the lights, charging things like my phone, laptop, anything that's not the heater, which I don't know why I just turned off the light, but the heater. And anyways, I'm going to edit in some B-roll so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But I got a Chinese diesel heater at the bottom there, which is a Vever. And we're going to talk more about that in another video, but basically that's the main thing. I don't know why I turned off the light again, but that's the main thing actually worth mentioning, don't keep the lights on because it's going to drain power for nothing, especially that one. But anyway, so I'm keeping one battery specifically for the heater. So that's going to be this one, okay, the Jackery, which is the Explorer 240. And that one, I'm charging actually with the vehicle while I'm driving. So specifically I said snowboarding because you're going to be driving probably like hundreds and hundreds of miles, right? And you want to use the power that your vehicle is generating to recharge your batteries. The AC180, I actually recharge it at Anytime Fitness, which is the gym I have, which I highly recommend because they have them all over the place. You just pay one membership and you have them all across Canada, the US, even Europe, if I'm not mistaken. So they have them everywhere. So I just usually plug my AC180, which only takes an hour to charge. And I charge it while I'm working out, showering, and even potentially getting some work done. So that's that. But this guy doesn't charge nearly as fast. So I actually I charge it while I'm driving. So for example, one night will probably take about 50% of the battery with the heater, the Chinese diesel heater, which is about 5 watts per hour. So by the end of the night, like I said, 50% of it is pretty much depleted. And if I drive just like, 2 to 3 hours, it tops it up again. So you want to make sure that cycle keeps going on and on. And technically you could do it with the AC180 as well. But like I said, it's much quicker to do in the gym because the 12-volt outlets, which is what I'm using to charge it, it's just like a cable like this. It only gives you 100 watts per hour. So it charges pretty slowly when the AC180 can take, I think, 1,000 watts per hour. So you're much better off plugging it into a, regular AC outlet. So that's how I do that. And obviously if you have a solar panel, which I know I've said like is not a good idea, I actually got one. I just forgot to bring the freaking cable that converts it because you can still buy a regular solar panel and use it portably. Like you don't have to mount it on your vehicle if you don't want to. But a day like this, where it's, it's beautiful, it's sunny, I could have actually just, set it up somewhere outside and I could be topping off my battery bit by bit. It would save me maybe, a trip or two to the gym by week because it's really not taking that much power. Like I said, if I'm not using the heater, I'm just powering like the lights, the LEDs. It really doesn't take that much electricity. Like it's mostly like charging phones and batteries and laptops and stuff that's gonna deplete it. But it's really not that bad. So usually the battery could last me easily like a week. But if I had the solar power, it's slowly topping it off. It might just never need to be charged at the gym. But we're talking about strategies, right? So this is how I would do it. So solar panel could be useful, but obviously if you don't have any sun, then it's useless. So that's why. But that's pretty much all there is to it. So this battery stays charged with the vehicle, and the other one, it's as simple as bringing it to the gym, charging it while you work out, get your things done, clean up, and that's all there is to it. And that's how I separate the loads. So basically the heater gets its own battery. What else do I use the Jackery for? I mean, the Jackery, I'll use it also to power my my cell booster, which I have actually just put away right now. I was going to show you, but I put it away. It's in another video, so I'll leave a link to that video, but I use it to power that as well because it's just generally more portable. Or if ever I'm going somewhere, like I want to go like far away from my vehicle and have a battery, to charge my laptop or something, I might use that. The third thing, the third battery I would mention is just a USB power bank. I think having a couple of those could be very useful too, because, you know, like charging your phone, that kind of stuff, especially when you're on the go, if you're biking, having a couple of those on hand is always a really good idea. And you don't always have to like dig into your main power reserves. So, you know, just things to keep in mind. But that's pretty much all there is to it, guys. That's how I personally run this camper van. If you have any suggestions, or if you do things a bit differently yourself, let me know. Would love to hear about it in the comments section. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
All right, guys, that's it for this one. If you're building something that's meant to last, whether it's a camper van, a business, or just a better way of living, I'm glad you're here. Everything I use, recommend, or offer is linked in the description. Take what works, build your own blueprint, and I'll see you in the next one.